Ella's Kitchen, we have five company values. We're good to each other, we want to win, we think differently, we're business minded, and we're childlike. And it was about sort of 5 years ago, so around the time just before we were bought by Haynes Celestial, that we realised that we were very good at living our values inside the company, but perhaps not so good at living them with our suppliers. And I think many companies, suffer from this problem. We have our values on the walls, and it's all great, and we all treat each other brilliantly with our values and live them and breathe them every day. And they're really, really important. But how do we actually live and breathe them with our suppliers? And we realised, having had a couple of complaints the way we dealt with one or two suppliers, that actually we could live our values better. So what we did was we introduced, and it was a nominal amount, but we introduced a system where everybody in the company was KPI'd on how we dealt with our suppliers. And we had an NPS, a Net Promoter Score, and we asked all of our customers, and this is from our retail customers to every single one of our suppliers, we asked them, do we live and breathe? Does Ella's Kitchen live and breathe our suppliers with you? And it was a 1 to 10 typical NPS response. And year on year, you could see the way that we interact with our suppliers and how it's got better. And it's probably because it's a bit of a bugbear of mine, is just language and the simplicity, but the importance of language in meetings and the way that makes people feel. So we were talking recently about our creative agency and how actually they hadn't invited me to their Christmas party. And one of the people in our Making Friends team was like, oh, well, they didn't invite you. I said, who's they? And she said, oh, it's, Havas, our creative agency. And I was like, no, not they, we. They're one of our partners. We don't talk. And then she went, no, they. And I was like, no, it's not they, it's we. Our suppliers are very much part of the team at Ella's Kitchen. And I always like hearing people say we. And we have one of our team at Ella's on site at one of our suppliers pretty much every day of the year, which I think is quite unique. Yes, it's important in baby food because absolutely safety is of paramount importance, but it's also how we view our suppliers and that sort of symbiotic relationship that we have with them.
When Ella's Kitchen certified as a B Corp, it was all great, but we feel we have a responsibility to actually help inspire other organisations to measure what matters and become better organisations. So what we did, we are using the B Analytics tool, and we have customised the B Impact Assessment to actually focus on measuring what matters for Ella's Kitchen. So the way we've done this is we've worked with B Lab, where we have taken the 5 impact areas, added in bespoke questions which are relevant for Ella's Kitchen, and we are using this tool to actually capture data from our suppliers, which we will use in our sustainability reporting. Not only that, I think the approach has allowed us to really kind of inspire and engage our suppliers on what B Corp is. It's also, rather than Ella's going in saying with a list of a wish list of how we think our suppliers can be better organisations, the BIA framework actually allows our suppliers and partners to identify areas for how they can improve their impact on people and the planet. I always remember when Ella's went on this journey, we thought we were a good company, but what the BIA has really done is challenged us to be better and actually think about things which we might not have thought about in the first place. And I think that's kind of the key, and that's what I think the BIA will do with our suppliers. It will challenge them to think about how little changes that could have a massive impact on their people and also on their impact on the planet. We've only just rolled out Ella's customised version of the BIA, but we're all really excited. I think where we want to get to is, once all our suppliers have completed that, is to actually get all that data back and start to identify how we work with those suppliers to drive improvement. I think it's exciting, and I think for us as well, the beauty of having this or going down this route is that it will be a consistent approach with all our suppliers, and we will be able to see how certain manufacturers are performing in different areas against other manufacturers, and as well, it's not only our manufacturers and logistics partners. The beauty of the BIA is it's got such a breadth, and we have customized it not only to include our manufacturers and logistics partners, but we're also looking at our service providers, so our marketing and creative agencies. So that's the beauty of it. It's actually, you can actually make it specific to the industry you work in.
First, you start to involve your supplier, better are also the results for the BIA. So it's important and fundamental to involve all your suppliers, or at least the biggest one, the most important one in the process. It's much more diplomatic, I would say. I think we have never pushed them. We have always invited them to listen to us, to attend to B-Lab Italy meetings where this movement was embracing them as well. We take any kind of activity or opportunity to invite them to engage together with us in this journey. But it's, of course, a free choice. I mean, they are ready. They're finalizing the BIA. We are actually having a little bit less than 10. I think there are 9 ready to become a B Corp. So, and one of these is already, PALM is already a B Corp since a few weeks. PALM is a supplier of pallets. They are based in Viadana, close to Parma. And since here we are collaborating, but the challenge of becoming a B Corp was very relevant to them. And in parallel, while they were assessing for becoming a B Corp, they also developed together with our R&D packaging a new pallet that is a super sustainable pallet, which has lower quantity of wood, different shapes, which allow to not only be lighter and smaller, but also shaped in a way that is more easy to load into containers. So I would say a great result and a great relationship with them.
È indubbio che l'avete capito voi che il vero valore e il vero impatto negativo è proprio nella supply chain, la catena di fornitura. Perché molte aziende che fanno prodotti che parlano di etica delle cose visibili agli occhi del consumatore. Invece l'etica deve partire dalla scelta del fornitore, dal comportamento che hai nella scelta del fornitore. Quindi dovremo lavorare sulle filiere, come è stata la moda, che ormai hanno capito tutti che i gioielli, cioè anche le cose più semplici, come il pallet, può portare valore e quindi può aiutare. Anche un'azienda che non ha ancora fatto dei processi di sostenibilità, semplicemente che si serve un fornitore etico e sostenibile che già è iniziato un processo di diversificazione, no? Processo verso la sostenibilità. Quindi io credo che B Corp sia lo strumento, io l'ho colto, lo strumento ideale per proprio migliorare il paradigma della catena di fornitura.
I answer with an addition. If I do 1 + 1, the result must be 3 or more. So it means that each of us has to put his own effort to make a huge difference. So if we are working together with other entities, with other people, we may create synergism and have exponential answer instead of a simple flat answer. So it's important to work together, and it's in relation with the interdependence declaration we sign, and we want to take on our shoulder and use it, let's say, or diffuse it more and more.
Since we do work with a lot of different smaller stakeholders and people in the chain, we needed it, especially for the bigger contacts like the manufacturers of the jeans and the people that make the fabric. They already have their code of conduct, and we also used external code of conduct like the Fair Wear Foundation to make sure that things are happening in the right way in the factory that we work with. And we're not a huge company, so it's quite easy for us because we have one or two big jean suppliers that we visit regularly, that we know personally very well, the owners. So we do know already that they have the same mindset that we have. So it's not really, for them, it's not really necessary to have this code of conduct because it's clear before we began, I would say. But for the other partners you work with, like the smaller ones, you can think about somebody who prints magazines for you, or somebody who is doing our logistics, for instance. We've outsourced that. There we have a struggle making sure that our code of conduct and the way, because in that world of logistics, for instance, it's very difficult to do the right thing today. What else can I say? People that, well, you can talk about anything. So then our own internal code of conduct is very useful and very easy to say, okay, guys, this is what we stand for. If you don't know our company, we are a B Corp, and this is our code of conduct, and read it and say, let's discuss if there are things that are going to be impossible for you. I have to steal something from another party, but the old-fashioned way is to think, are we doing B2B business or B2C or whatever? And I think it's all becoming in the future. It's going to be H to H, and I really like it. It's human to human. You're talking to a human. You're a human. You try to be human yourself. And if you take that as a starting point, then things must go well. I think that's if you trust each other, it's all about trust. And I don't believe much in documented things, because I've myself lived in China, worked in China, I've worked in Bangladesh, in India, anywhere. If you need a document, you can get anything you want with any signature, with any stamp. It's all there. But that doesn't mean that it's going to be proven rock solid, all in order. So we believe more in human to human. Last year we did, Danik, our marketing manager, invented some sort of a new thing, which was in the month of December. You could either choose to have a €20 discount or pay the full price for the jeans and give us the €20 to use for a present for the people that were making our jeans. So it's quite funny. So it was also a social test. What do customers do? And it was quite interesting. We saw about 30% of our customers saying, okay, we'll pay the extra 20 and please use it to get something nice for the workers. And not because the workers in Tunisia, where the factory we're working with, are very poor or they're paid well, but it's always nice as a human being to get an attention. And we asked also, please write a letter with your, write a Christmas card with the name of we had like 500 names. We said, okay, Aisha, thank you for making our jeans. And all our customers did this. So in the month of January, we went with a stack of Christmas cards, delayed Christmas cards. And the Dutch cookies, I don't know if you know them, the stroopwafels. It was a cheap, nothing very expensive, but the attention was very good. And I remember the smile on the face of the people in the factory that said, hey, this guy comes all the way from Holland, brings us cookies and a name card, and we're one of the smaller companies there that work with him, but they'll never forget us, and they're proud to make our jeans, and that makes life worthwhile, I think, just to do these tiny little things. And it's really nothing. It's just a sign of being human, I would say. We have been working on the supply chain with B Corps, and we've also been contacted by other B Corps to be a supplier, which of course is one of the great advantages being a B Corp. You're in this network of nice companies that want to do the right thing. One of them is, for instance, Davines in Italy. They are working with our aprons now. And the big order we got in Spain is from Ecoveritas, maybe you heard of them. And they ordered aprons from us with 40% recycled denim from Spain also. So that's a nice order that we would never have had otherwise if we would not have been a B Corp. So there's not really a policy written about working yes or no with B Corps, but if there are opportunities, we are putting them, of course, on top of the list. And Peer was one of those companies that we met at B Corps meetings, and we started to talk to the owner. He explained I think he held a talk on the last B Corp meeting in Amsterdam 2 years ago, and we said this is interesting. We have an alternative, people that can do our bookkeeping, but they work for this company, and we give them an extra chance, and we help society with it. Why not do it?